Hey everyone, Roger here. I get a lot of questions asking me, Roger, how did you heal yourself from anxiety and depression? And the honest answer is that it wasn't easy. It was one of the hardest things that I had to do in my entire life. But you know, it first started when I had to start thinking, I had to ask that question to myself first. How do I heal myself from this, right? But it didn't get to that point until, midway through where I decided that I wanted to change my life because I was tired of waking up every single morning and not to have anything to look forward to. And, if you're suffering with anxiety and depression right now, you know what it feels like. It's just a world that you just don't want to be a part of because it's so dark, right? And so I had to go back and try to figure out what are the things that are making me feel this way. What am I thinking about every single day when I wake up in the morning? Well, first of all, I was telling myself that my life wasn't good. I had no future ahead of me. There was no purpose for me left. I couldn't see myself being successful. I couldn't see anything. I couldn't see any of that, right? And that is all coming from your thoughts, right? It is your mind that are creating these thoughts. And the more that you are continuously thinking about these negative thoughts, the more it's going to attack you on a daily basis, right? So I had to basically figure out how am I going to stop these negative thoughts from attacking me? What are the things that I'm thinking about that I can change, right? That I can change into a more positive way of thinking to start making my life better, right? And if you've been following my page for a while, you know my story that, my anxiety and depression started from my concussion, right? And I had, this tingling sensation that was happening all over my head, and then it went down through my entire body, and it was a health concern, and I was worried. I didn't know if it was temporary or it was just, gonna be with me for the rest of my life. So I was worried and I was anxious, and, it got so bad that, it was uncontrollable. My mind basically took over my entire life because I was listening to my negative thoughts day in, day out. And it was creating the world that I was living in, right? So, I didn't learn how to get into my mind and start thinking about, what are the thoughts that I really need to focus on, right? Until I learned how to focus, right? If you've watched my series on YouTube, my Anxiety and Depression is Not the End series on my channel, I talk about how I learned how to focus. And when I started to learn how to focus, that's when I really started to understand how it's possible for me to actually get my life going again. All those things that I was thinking about, being happy and enjoying good times with my family again, and not waking up in the morning having to worry about, all the things I was worrying about, and, just focusing on the one goal that I had, and that was to heal myself and to find my joy and happiness again. And so, that's when I started to strengthen my mindset, right? And I started to really get in there and try to, pick out the thoughts that really meant something to me, that in a positive way, and the thoughts that were actually going to change my life, right? So they weren't the thoughts that were telling me that, my life sucked, right? That, I'm never going to be happy again, that, I'm going to be alone, I'm going to feel like I'm unloved, and all those negative things that I was thinking about every single day, right? I had to start thinking about what I should be grateful for, that, I need to start believing in myself, that there is a version of myself in the future. It's not going to be today or tomorrow or maybe the next month, right? That I am going to be happy, that I'm going to be able to heal myself, that I'm going to start seeing brighter days, right? And once I started to think more of those thoughts, I started to see changes. I started to see my life change in front of my very eyes. And it wasn't, once I started doing that, I wasn't waking up in the morning and telling myself, no, I don't want to go through the day. I just want to sleep all day and not think about it, right? And that's how powerful your mind is. The thoughts that you're thinking about. What are you thinking about every single day, right? If you're focusing daily on those negative thoughts, it's almost like you're planting a seed, and these seeds are going to grow into these really dark trees or these dark flowers, right? And it expands, right? And it just gets bigger and bigger. This forest that you're going to be walking through every single day is just going to be, this darkness that you're creating for yourself, right? So you have to start planting the seeds that you want to see beautiful flowers, beautiful trees. Those are the seeds that you need to plant, and those are the thoughts that are in your mind that you need to start, creating for yourself, right? And it's going to be hard at first, because thinking negative all day and trying to squeeze in one positive thought is almost like you're thinking to yourself, it's almost impossible, right? But once you start to strengthen your mindset, and once you start to understand that, how powerful your thoughts can be, because those same thoughts that you're thinking about every single day is actually creating your reality, right? So if you want to start living a positive life, then those thoughts that you're focusing on, you need to start shifting towards those positive thoughts and telling yourself that those negative thoughts, they can't bother me anymore. I don't have time to listen to those thoughts. I have one goal, and that's to make myself happy. So you have to start deciding, really think about what are the thoughts that are going to help you become a better version of yourself, right? And like I said in the beginning of this video, it was one of the hardest things that I had to do. But I understood that it's going to take a lot of patience. It's going to take a lot of hard work, right? But, at the end of the day, when you actually get to that point where you heal yourself and you start seeing your life becoming better, it's all worth it. All those steps that you took to get to that destination that you want to get to so bad is going to be, the best decision you're ever going to make in your entire life, because it's your happiness that you're searching for, right? It's that one thing that I believe that most people want, is to have a peace of mind and to have that happiness, right? So, your thoughts can really consume you, right? Especially if they're negative. It's really gonna make you feel that that there's nothing to look forward to, that maybe even yourself, you have no purpose, and then you start hating yourself, and you start, all these negative things that you're doing to yourself, you're harming yourself, right? So once you start thinking about the more positive thoughts, and you start taking care of yourself, and you start loving yourself, those are all these positive things that you need to do in order to see your life change, right? And once you start, fixing up here, the way you think, right? Your life is gonna be much better. You're going to see a huge improvement, and some of those changes, when you start to see them, you're going to tell yourself that, that all those thoughts, those negative thoughts that were telling me, how bad my life was or is, and that there is no point in taking those little steps, and there's nothing for me to look forward to. You're going to tell yourself, hey, you know what? All those thoughts were telling me lies. We all have one thing in common, and that is that we all can make choices, right? So you can make the choice today to start, working on training your mindset, strengthen that mindset of yours, so that you can start allowing those positive thoughts to start coming in. And then when they start to come in a little faster, you can start focusing on those positive thoughts. And that way, those negative thoughts aren't going to attack you as often. And possibly, they won't even, they'll still be there, but they're not going to be there. They're almost going to be, in the background, because your positive thoughts are ahead of them, right? And the more positive you think, you're going to be so locked in that you're going to only want to focus on that one goal of yours, and that's to become happy, right? So, just remember, those thoughts are so crucial, whether it's negative or positive. So you have to decide which are the thoughts that are going to help you create that better version of yourself, and to pave that path for you, so you can start heading, forward to that direction towards your happiness. So hopefully this video helps. Remember to take care of yourself, learn how to focus, strengthen your mindset, and remember, your mind matters. And I'll catch you next video. Take care. Bye-bye.
Are you tired of those negative thoughts? Let's get rid of them. I say yes to life. I have faith in myself. I create my life.
I am a creative person. I have unlimited energy. I feel good.
Nourish your subconscious with positivity. Just listen to Inner Tune and start changing your life, one thought at the time.